the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Na 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 Dragnet. Na 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 Dragnet. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, all right. More and more people's coming in. I'll let another little bit go by and let some more people get in here so that everybody will know what's going on. This will be my third live stream this evening, somewhere between 8 or 8:30 and now 12:30 at night. Oh, anyway, I had to go. Yo, bro, I had to go and check on Patrick because he was calling and make sure News Now Patrick was okay. So, speak your mind. Oh yeah, I've been doing that for the last hour at least or more. I guess this is my dang all-night telethon brought to you by Damon Chief Jones, Brother Damon Chief Jones. All-night telethon to raise funds so he'll have a place to lay his head after he leaves Wolfman's place and goes to the parade rally and do the redress. So, basically, a while ago on the live stream, I wound up, with y'all's help, getting the 2 donations. I told you about the one for $35, and I'm setting that aside for food. So that'll take care of me for a day or a day and a piece of a day, you know, but that's gonna be, you know, that'll help me get through the night and through tomorrow, depends on where you go and what you get, you know, meals or, you know, even if you just go to dang McDonald's, and I try and stay away from there, but I go there if I had to. I'd eat every dang meal there if I had to. Something better than nothing. I watched a documentary on a man that ate nothing but McDonald's for a year, and he went straight downhill. And he ate a variety of salads and foods, but their nutritional value is so low. And when you're old and you got health issues, you got to really try and eat better. And I tried to pick and choose, you know, a little bit better healthy food than McDonald's, but hey, you know. And so anyway, I got the majority of my food money for a day or day and a quarter, day and a half, depends on if you're counting calendar days or hours. But anyway, you know, I could use another $15 or $20 for the food. That would finish out all the food probably, and I'd just be careful and just try and eat 2 decent meals a day for 2 days. That'll take care of tomorrow and the following day, because I'm trying to stay an extra day because people want to do some audits nearby and or continue to run additional audits at Leon Valley PD. I don't know. I'm getting together with all the brains later this morning, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever time I can get there. I'm over in Louisiana, and I still got, give or take, an hour and 45 minutes to a little over 2 hours to hit the Texas state line, depending on when I got to stop for fuel again. I've already stopped for fuel 2 times. I think one time was $40-something, and the other time was $74, $75, and I'll have to stop before I get to Texas again. And then when I get to San Antonio, I'll be pretty low again. So I told y'all it ain't cheap. You know, one one time to the next, it varies depending on the poundage. Just like when my wife and son go, the fuel mileage goes down because it's more weight, more people. Then they bring their luggage, more weight. Then my wife brings her service dog, more weight. Then his kennel, then his dog food. You know, everything adds up. When it's just me, it's a little lighter, even though I ain't light and this truck ain't light, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm babbling on probably. But anyway, I'm better than a lot of late night TV shows, and I have on my headset. It's supposed to help drown out a little bit of the noise, and I hope it is drowning out some of the noise. Y'all can say yes or no. Yes, I can see that much. Is this headset, does it sound better with the headset on? So I just want y'all to tell me yes or no. Is the headset helping y'all to hear me better and more clearly? Yes or no? Is the headset helping you hear me better? Yes or no? Don't. No, I don't. Yes. Same. Okay. So some says it's the same, some says it's better. I just put it into a different mode. I put it into what they call super quiet, and I don't know, did y'all notice any difference? It runs my battery down fast. If it sounds better, I'll leave it in this mode. If it don't, I'm going to take it back off to the record street mode. Y'all have to tell me. Okay, so this is in the quietest mode it has. This what's up, Chief. Clock shift down. Okay, let me do it back to regular mode. Now it's regular mode. You're good, Chief. Okay, so anyway, I be where I be and be who I be, because I can be nobody else but who I am. Yep, I'm the all-night road show. So maybe I'll start my own radio show and I'll just talk all night. But I have to have it fixed where people can call in and talk. Wicked Development Radio Network. Wicked Development Radio Network. I am trying to carry the brand and push the brand where different people like I can't think of Beware Mouse and I think it's Dick and Roscoe's show, and me and a few more people kind of fly under that banner, Wicked Development Radio Network, where we have our own systems, and they're trying to go off of free systems onto a paid system, and they're getting some sponsors together. So maybe I'll be under that banner full time. You know, it'd be just like Wicked Development Radio Network presents, you know, let's just think of a name for a show, The Road Show, hosted by David Chief Jones, and I might be The Road Show, or Auditon Is Us, or whatever we call it, hosted by David Chief Jones. It'd be my own show where you can call in and talk to me about auditing, police events, behaviors, conduct, court, whatever. Just kind of like we're doing here, except you'd be able to call in and ask questions, or you'd actually be there like Black Label Cop Watch does. You know how he runs a stream, and he takes your questions, and he answers you, and then he's got moderators. So, you know, I want to get something like that. And when you build up an audience like, I don't know what Black Label Cop Watch is at now, but I think he was at like 35,000 some subs here recently, and he was having, you know, a good number of people on at a time. So I was going to try and do something for 2 hours a day, and I thought about either 10 at night to midnight or midnight to 2 in the morning, Monday through Friday, have a radio show where y'all could call in and we could discuss different topics. So, you know, I am a man of variety in a large venue. I mean, I don't care if you want to talk about Bigfoot. I can talk to you about Bigfoot, and research has been done by different people to prove or disprove it. I can talk to you about people that have gone missing in U.S. parks. I mean, their whole family's there, and they're all doing something, and in a matter of 10 seconds, their son or daughter or the husband or the wife is gone. I mean, gone. And you can see a long distance all the way around. So they got gone somehow, really, really fast. They got gone somehow. You know, I can talk to you about UFOs and Project Blue Book and the other government projects they had on UFOs that was under Black Ops and various things. I can talk to you about the Men in Black. Now, some people refer to the Men in Black or, you know, just regular government agents. Some people, the Men in Black, people talk about them being time travelers or an alternate universe. So there's 2 types of Men in Black that I'm aware of. Then you got those things that you see, oh shoot, I forget, the shadow people. You can you see them out of the corner of your eye sometimes, or people have seen guardian angels, or you talk about people with superhuman strength, like a woman lifting a car off of her child that, you know, could never possibly lift thousands of pounds. You know, in other words, if it's strange, if it's unusual, it's bizarre, I've seen it in my 40-year career, I've at least heard about it, I've done research and study on it, I've helped other people do research and study on it, so police work has taken me into a lot of strange phenomenon, and I can talk about that, or the Constitution, or judges, cops. I talk about the prison system. I worked in the prison system for years as an officer. I talk about people that are homeless, which sometimes runs coinciding with people that are starving or malnutritioned or both. I can talk about truck driving. I did that, and things I've seen and been involved in over-the-road truck driving. Had years in that. We can talk about the constitutions on the state or the U.S. Constitution. We can talk about Title 42, U.S. 1983. We talk about qualified immunity, who has it, why, and how do they lose it, and it goes on and on and on. So I'm trying to get my Wicked Development Radio Network show up and going, but we were hoping it would be up now, but it looks like it's been pushed back a few weeks, and it may be pushed back even further. It may even be a month or 2 away. I don't know. But as soon as I have the ability to take call-ins and something identical or very nearly like Black Label Cop Watch, where you can do the YouTube here, and people can type in, and you can answer questions, and you can let people call in and talk, so they can type and talk and listen. So they can just sit there and be an audience, or they can get real interactive with you, and they can get real interactive with each other. And people get, it's a community, and people get to knowing each other really good. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I can't read none of that. I've tried to look at some when nobody's around me and glance a little bit longer, but I couldn't see anything I could really make out. But I hope y'all are enjoying talking to each other. Anyway, I'm here for your fun and enjoyment, and for y'all to have a place for your free speech. And I don't censor people. I ask you to please use common sense, logic, reasoning, be decent and honorable to each other. And I love free speech. If your speech is different than my speech, that's fine. Your speech don't have to be the same as mine, or mine the same as yours. Welcome to the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave. So long as we keep it that way, that has been being eroded away by the government over the last, well, since at least the late 60s. A lot of laws changed in states and the federal government, and they started usurping some of the people's rights, but they were biting off tiny little pieces like an ant. But day after day, week after week, year after year, then it got to be, a pile of ants. And even a big old leaf can come up gone in a day. So they would erode some. But some people protested, and some people fought back. Some fought real hard. And so that stopped a lot of the usurpation of rights, because the people resisted and fought back in the late 60s. So it stopped a lot of it. Well, what's been going on in the last maybe 9 or 10 years, real hardcore, the government, I had to watch out for that alligator in the road. They've been trying to chomp away at people's free speech and say, well, we're going to give you a free speech zone. The United States of America, the whole entire country, is a free speech zone. You don't put a little barricade up and put me behind this barricade in this, 100 foot by 100 foot area a half a mile down the road. No, you don't. I talk my talk here, I talk it there, I talk it everywhere, and you talk yours. You don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you. You got your right to talk, and I got my right. Then, we look at the evidence, the true evidence that is not opinion-based. It is hardcore evidence. It is factual. There's no debating it, Nothing is a diamond but a diamond, okay? Now, you got a man-made diamond, and you have a natural diamond. So, you could go and say there's two, and if you said a costume diamond, which would be a fake diamond, you could say there's three. There's a fake, there's a real, but, some people say, well, if it's only it's real if it's natural. Some people say, well, as long as you make it, it's the same. You can get into little splitting hairs. over stuff like that, but in reality, the real deal is, getting to the facts. And if you disagree on the actual facts, then you state your point of view and you build your case. And I build my case, and we debate as ladies and gentlemen in an honorable way. And we let the consensus of the people have the final say. Now that might be in a group of 10 people, that might be in a group of 50 people or 1,000 people. Okay? And, you know, this group versus that group. We all should be going for the same goal. We all are governed. We're self-governing people. We govern ourselves. Now, government is to govern the people with their consent. If the people remove their consent, again, if we the people remove our consent, then the government cannot govern us. It's only with our consent. So they have usurped certain things without our consent. So they're in error, they're in violation, they're acting outside of the law, they're doing things unlawful. Just like this chief of police in Leon Valley PD, he said on Mexican TV, and I say Mexican, you know, you say Spanish, Latino, I believe everybody knows what I'm talking about. He said he hates the fact that people, these auditors, are, quote, hiding behind the Constitution. We're not hiding behind the Constitution. We're working, laboring very strongly and tirelessly within the Constitution. It is the chief of police that is acting without or otherwise outside of the scope of the Constitution, not the people. He's taken some administrative law judges, administrative paperwork or papers or decision, and he has twisted it and turned it to fit what he wants. And I have a very strong suspicion if he was put under oath. Now, don't mean he couldn't lie. People do lie under oath. But I would think there's a good chance under oath he might not. I don't know him. I don't know. Asked, did you as the chief of police help put together this so-called judges, administrative law judges decision or ruling or judge's order? Did you put it together or help put it together? It looks like something that the chief of police put together or would put together in its wording and verbiage and push it across to the judge and say, sign this, and we can keep the cameras out of the entire building, and we can keep them from nosing into our business. Well, their business is our business. They're our servants. They're our field hands. They're our butlers and our maids. They work for us. So their duty is to us in the public trust. So what I'm saying is, if I was the chief of police right this moment, and I didn't do things the right way, I was unethical, or I was a hothead, and I thought people didn't need cameras, and I didn't like cameras, they might catch me or my officers doing something wrong, and say I was that kind of chief of police. Well, the quickest, fastest way, see, I could think like a chief of police, because I've been a chief of police, retired twice as one, okay? Now, remember this before I say it. A little bit of water is absolutely necessary for you to live. Each day, a little bit of water is necessary for you to live. Too much water and you will drown, okay? A little bit of fire will heat you up and cook your food. Too much fire will burn you up and you're dead. Okay? So keep that in mind. A chief of police, believe it or not, I've talked to a lot of city council people, and I've talked to a lot of mayors in 5 different states because I worked in 5 different states, okay? Most mayors and the majority of city council people have no real idea what the chief of police's duties are, what his authority is, what the scope of his employment is, what he does on a normal daily basis, what he don't do, what he should do, what he shouldn't do. They don't really have no idea if the policies that he sets out are lawful or not. They don't know a lot of things. Now, when you get in bigger cities and you're talking about Miami, you're talking about Dallas, Los Angeles, New York City, you name the city, but you know, when you get to hundreds of thousands of people or 1 million people or more, you're talking about super cities. And in these super cities, they actually have long-term, thought-out policies and procedures, and they've gone through chiefs of police over long periods of time, and they have city attorneys, and these city attorneys scrutinize all their policies and procedures. They've been taken to state court and federal court a lot of times, so it's pretty well laid out what the chief of police does. And the chief of police in super cities, they're a figurehead, so to speak, but they rose to the top, so they basically kind of steer the ship. They say we're going to be heavily involved in community policing, or we're going to be in the us and them category. They influence that tremendously. They influence what type of uniform do you wear. Are you wearing a standard duty uniform that police have been known to wear for the last 60 or 70 years? You know, a regular dress shirt, dress pants, and a duty belt? Or are you going to gear up like you're fixing to go to Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, or Iran tomorrow? You know, which way are you going? So they decide that. They decide, are their cars, are they going to have Ford Crown Vics? Or are they going to have souped up SUVs that take more gas and they're more expensive because it'll look more flashy and it'll look a lot more intimidating in the public, and have their officers suit up in Batman combat suits? And it changes. I guarantee you, if you're at a we'll just say a convenience store, and say you and a couple people out there talking and visiting, and a policeman comes up in a Crown Vic, and he's wearing a standard uniform, and he says, hey, and he goes in the store and gets what he wants, and say, how y'all doing, and he leaves. You have a totally different feeling overall about him than if you got a guy in some souped up, armored looking SUV, and he jumps out and he looks like he's in the middle of a war zone, and he looks like he's got enough weapons on him to kill 50 people at the drop of a hat. It changes your perception of him. It changes your perception of that agency, department, or office. So the chief of police makes of Leon Valley. What is the chief's duties there? They're more hands-on because it's a small enclave in San Antonio. So he's supposed to be more hands-on and do. He sort of actually going out and physically patrolling, which he can do that, but as a rule, he's just at the cusp of not having to go out and patrol some each day. He can, but he doesn't really have to. He's the guy that's supposed to sit in the office and talk to people like me. If I come in and say, I've got a complaint about the way you're running the department, he's supposed to be there to take my complaint. He's the head chief. He takes my complaint. If the mayor has a problem with the police department or has an issue with an officer, city councilman, business people, anything to do with his department, that's what he's there. He's the head chief, and he's supposed to resolve the issue. If something's a certain way and people don't like it, then he has to explain to them what the law is, the way he understands the law. He has to give them the written policy. Did he make it? Did somebody else make it? Is it an enforceable policy? Is it just the way he likes it, or is it the way it's supposed to be? Does it congeal with the state law? Does it violate state law or federal law? He's supposed to answer all these questions for you, me, the business people, the community. It doesn't matter if you live in Alaska and you just happen to be driving through and you see police do something that you don't think is right. You're supposed to be able to go to the police department and say, I want to see the chief of police. They may say he's in with somebody, maybe a little bit, and you say, okay, you have a seat. And when they're done, then you go and see him. So his job is to deal with his command staff, okay? Whoever his captain, lieutenant, sergeants are, he deals with them, okay? Don't mean he can't talk to officers, don't mean he shouldn't talk to officers, but as a routine daily basis, he talks to his supervisors and discharges them to carry out their duties, and he tells them if things are going the right way, they're not going the right way. He's got citizen complaints, he has complaints from other departments, he has complaints from the mayor, the city officials, or citizens, and we got to fix it. This is how we go about fixing it. To do it or don't do it. This is how it works. This is really how it works. So he's supposed to be there and write policies. If he finds a policy is now in conflict with a case law, he is supposed to remand and revoke that policy. And he's supposed to notify everybody that the policy's been revoked because it's unenforceable and the courts have said so in case decisions. He's supposed to notify whether it's the city manager, the city attorney, the city council that he's revoked certain policies because he's found that they're unconstitutional or otherwise unenforceable by state law. And if he has to change a policy or make a policy, then he's supposed to notify the city officials that there's a new policy. He's supposed to have it agreed to by the city. He's supposed to have the city manager sign off on it and or the mayor. He's supposed to have the city attorney look at it and review it and make sure it meets constitutional muster. Okay, so this is how it goes. Oh, it looks like somebody gave me some money. Wow, that is fantastic. Man, I got $6. It says I got $6. I hope that's true. That's $6 towards my room. Let's see, somebody gave $10. Oh my God. Holy Jesus. Woohoo! My God, I hope I didn't blow nobody's ears out. This is fantastic. Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm just really excited. So, holy Jesus. Thank God. Man, I'm blown away. I was seeing people with bio and different people do like $2 and $3 and $2 and $3. Ding, 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 you know, like crazy. Oh my God. Now you're an expert? think he said I make a birthday $20. Freaking A! Oh my God, I love y'all. Thank you so much. Shout out to all you people. Oh, I gotta hold on the steering wheel before I go in the ditch. They'll say that's a crazy guy. Almost said a bad word. Holy smokes. I can't freaking believe it. This is incredible. Man, y'all are blowing my mind. I tell you what, you guys, thanks everyone. Yes, thanks everyone, thanks. Hey, okay, y'all are good with me. Y'all are the best audience ever. I'm talking the very great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe this. You know, News Now Patrick, let's see. I guess it was probably 3 months ago. I can't remember exactly for sure. But back then at some time, he had told me about this thing, Super Chat, but mine didn't work, couldn't get it to work or whatever. Anyway, some kind of way, he was trying to get me set up on there, and he said, there's some hang up in there, and people just can't give you no money. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, another $2, thank you. It looks like it says Bill. Norwood, I can't really read it from here too good. Dang. So he told me, you know, people can super chat and throw some things out there and just go bonkers. My God, I'm loving this. I can't believe it. Man, I'm halfway to a dang room for the night. I got, well, yeah, I don't want to split hairs. It might make me sound like I'm ungrateful, and I'm not. I love y'all. I mean, I seriously love y'all. Y'all are really, really fantastic. Y'all are the best of the best of the best. Another $2, or no, is that $20? Oh my God. Freaking A. My God. My God, who did that? I can't even read this thing. I wish I could read that, but anyway, whoever you are, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I love to help people. I love it. See, my daddy told me, he said, Damon, you got a choice to make in life. You can either lip service and complain and complain and complain, or you can pick yourself up by the bootstraps and go be a part of the solution. You're one or the other. You're either the solution or the problem. And he said, I had talked about some police that had done some things wrong. I'd seen on TV, and I was like 10, 12, 13 years old. He says, well, you can do one of two things. You can mouth about it, or you can go become a cop and change it from the inside out. Well, 40 years later, y'all know what my choice was. I decided to effect positive change from the inside out everywhere that I could do it, you know. So I don't know how to say it, but I was trying to make my change from the inside out. So when I saw officers say things or do things that I thought wasn't right, might not even be unethical, might not be illegal, but I thought that it wasn't right. I thought it wasn't being fair. I went to them man to man. There was a few lady police officers, but 98% was men. I go to them man to man and say, look, man to man, you don't really need to write them a ticket, or you know, give them a warning, or why don't you talk to them? I mean, the whole deal of enforcement is to get the law to be complied with. Can't you use your brains and your mouth and talk to them and get them to comply? I mean, some of you guys are writing 30 tickets a week. I mean, 30 tickets a week? And sometimes this is in a small town. 30 tickets? I says, man, I said, you know, yeah, the city manager loves some of you guys, and I'm out there kicking it hard. You know, I'm up there patrolling. I'm the chief of police, and I'm patrolling up and down the streets. I'm getting out there talking to sources. Some people call them snitches, rats, weasels, whatever you want to call them. But they were legitimate people that lived in the community. Some had been down and done time. Some had never been to jail. Some were rats and weasels. Some were business owners. But they talked to me out in the street and said, Chief this and Chief that. And I said, hey, I'll fix it. Matter of fact, just one example. They said, you got this one cop that's a damn hot dog, and he seems to patrol this street more than any other street in this entire city. You got the interstate, you got a U.S. highway, you got a major county road, and he don't do nothing but he lives on this damn street. And I said, well, you know the reason why is because this guy down is highly suspected drugs, and he is an area of drugs. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, the James Bond of drug dealing, cop chasing guy. Anyway, I said, that's why he's over here. And he says, but he says, you know, our children and our wives and stuff want to know why this cop, hey, how do I make you a moderator? I'll do it. I just don't know how. Ain't on your cell phone. Okay. Well, Mr. Bill Norwood, whenever I can, yes, it's not Chief, right. Whenever I can get with the other guys and get to a computer where I can make you a moderator, I'll do it. I promise. Promise, I'll do it. I need about 5 or 6 good moderators, because you never know who's busy and who's not. Oh my God. They just some more bucks, I think. Freaking A. Now this is crazy. What? People want to know your PayPal address. Okay. My PayPal address is Daymond, D-A-Y-M-O-N-D 4040 at yahoo.com, or pay.me/D small case A-Y-M-O-N-D for Daymond, and then a capital J for Jones. So it's basically PayPal me/Daymond Jones with a capital D and a capital J. The last video, the very last video I did, before I did the live videos, has my PayPal link on it, where you could actually click on it and it'd take you there. Back, didn't miss much. No, they were just asking me for my PayPal link and my PayPal account thing. So I told them, and I don't, you know, this traffic's starting to thin out pretty thin, and I'm over Louisiana getting closer to the Texas line. It's like 1:14 in the morning, so can you by a whole hog. I gotta watch out. I was trying to, excuse me, I'm trying to watch the screen. I got excited. Somebody give me $5. I got excited. Y'all almost got to see a crash live on TV here. You know. So, I've been on the road for about 6.5 hours or something, I think. I think that's right. 6.5 hours. And I'm still nursing one drink for 2 reasons. One, I was low on the money. Number 2, if I drink a lot, I might have to pee more. So I'm trying not to be a European. Get it? I'm European. Trying not to be a European. Get it? European. I don't want to be a peon all the time. I am G-rated 90% of the time. 9% of the time I'm PG 13 or whatever it is, and 1% of the time I lose my mind and I become R-rated by some people's standards. You know, I don't think so, but you know, like people talk about the words I use. Well, if you use the words correctly, they mean what you say. So, you know that states fuck each other every day. Yeah. He said, did he say that out loud? Yeah, and he a preacher and he said that? Yeah. But if you use it correctly, it's right. States fuck each other every day. That means intercourse. Intercourse. Intercourse and commerce. That's the slang term for intercourse. It's called commercial intercourse. The ebb and the flow, the in and out of the commercial contracts. Okay? Ship it high in transit. Because they used to say shit it. S-H-I-T, shit it. Okay? That was ship high in transit. Because when cargo ships went across the ocean, they took on water down below. And so if you had flour, sugar, other things, and it was on like the bottom deck, and it got wet, it could get mold, mildew, spoil, liquefy, whatever. So on the side of the box, they'd put shit, you know. And so people would say, what's this load here for? And they said, shit it. Ship high in transit. Now, you know, there's 2 words, and then you got damn. You got damn, which is a cuss word, but then you got damn that holds water back. And if you said son of a bitch, which I don't say these things, I'm just explaining, this is kind of like a learning lesson. That means son of a female dog. Think about it. Now, when you get over in Saudi Arabia and some of these Muslim countries, they really, really come up with some zingers like, may your armpits be infested with 1,000. I want to think about one fly in my armpit, you know. And, you know, they talk about, may your mother be pushed over a cliff. You know, it's like they're trying to will bad stuff on you over there. I don't like that type of culture. I don't like it. But if they don't bother me, I don't bother them. And people can believe anything they want to believe. I tell you what my truth is. I tell you what I believe, and I tell you why I believe it. And I'm willing to sit back and listen to the next man or woman